In today's video, we're taking a closer look at FastestVPN's Zero Logs Promise, what it really means, how it's verified, and whether it's a feature new VPN users should trust. What's up, you guys? My name's Ashley, and if you've ever seen the term no logs policy on a VPN website and thought, okay, but what does this actually mean? You're not alone. So in today's video, we're going to break down what zero logs really means, how VPNs prove it, and where FastestVPN stands today. So you'll know if it's actually safe to trust or just another marketing claim. Let's get into it. Let's start off with the basics. What is FastestVPN? FastestVPN is a virtual private network designed to keep your data private and your browsing secure. It works by encrypting your internet connection and routing it through one of their servers around the world, so your real IP address and location are hidden. This means your online activity, like what websites you visit, the videos you watch, or files you download, can't be traced back to you. It's really useful if you're using public Wi-Fi, traveling, or simply want to stop your internet provider from tracking what you do online. FastestVPN positions itself as a budget-friendly privacy solution that still includes many of the same features as premium competitors. Things like AES-256 encryption, which is military-grade encryption, a kill switch, added malware blocking, and now a stronger focus on its zero logs policy. Before we dive into FastestVPN specifically, let's clear up what zero logs really means, because not all VPNs define it the same way. When you connect to a VPN, it technically has access to two types of data: connection data, like your IP address, connection time, and bandwidth usage, and then activity data, like what websites you visit, files you download, or searches you make. A true no-logs VPN should never store activity data. Some may temporarily log connection data for performance or troubleshooting, but those details should never be tied back to you personally. In simple terms, zero logs means no tracking of your browsing history or any personally identifiable activity. It means the VPN provider can't hand over data to anyone, even if asked, because they don't have it in the first place. So how does FastestVPN handle this? Let's break down what they say and what that looks like in practice. So FastestVPN privacy policy states that they do not log, monitor, or store user activity data. This means they don't keep records of browsing history, connection timestamps, assigned IP address, or any other details that could identify you. The company does not collect minimal operational data such as email addresses for account setup and basic session performance metrics, but these are separate from your actual VPN activity. That type of information is common across most VPNs and doesn't compromise privacy. What stands out about FastestVPN is the clarity in their language. They explicitly mention that they cannot share or sell user data to third parties because it simply doesn't exist. There's no tracking infrastructure built into their servers, which aligns with the core definition of a zero logs policy. The one thing missing so far is independent verification, meaning FastestVPN actually hasn't yet undergone a third-party audit of their no logs policy. Some of the bigger VPNs like NordVPN and Surfshark have done this through companies like Deloitte or Cure53. FastestVPN hasn't reached that stage yet, but its privacy policy and internal structure indicate that user privacy is still top priority. For beginners, this is a good starting point. The foundation is there, and the transparency in their language makes it easy to understand how your data is handled. How FastestVPN keeps data private. A zero logs policy only matters if the VPN has the right security tools to back it up. So let's look at how FastestVPN system supports its privacy claims. So all of their servers run on AES-256-bit encryption, like I mentioned, which is the same military-grade standard used by banks and government agencies. This encryption makes it virtually impossible for anyone, even FastestVPN, to read the contents of your internet traffic. They also use secure VPN protocols like WireGuard, OpenVPN, and IPVanish. These protocols determine how your device communicates with the VPN network, and they all provide different balances of speed and security. WireGuard in particular is known for being both fast and secure, and FastestVPN's implementation has improved significantly over the past year. The kill switch feature is another important part of the setup because it automatically cuts off your internet connection if the VPN connection drops, which prevents your real IP address or location from leaking. These combined tools, encryption, secure tunneling, and automatic protection, make sure your data stays private even without logging policies in place. Why zero logs matter for beginners. If you're new to VPNs, you might wonder why this zero logs thing is such a big deal. After all, if you're not doing anything wrong online, why does it matter whether your VPN stores logs? The main reason is honestly trust. When you use a VPN, you're basically replacing your internet provider with a new gatekeeper, the VPN company itself. Your ISP can't see your traffic anymore, but your VPN technically could. That's why their data handling policy is crucial. If a VPN keeps logs, it means they could hand over your activity if requested by a government or hacked by a third party. A true zero logs policy removes that risk entirely. There's nothing to hand over. For new users, this level of protection gives you peace of mind. You can stream, browse, and shop online without worrying that your information is being stored somewhere. It's one of the simplest ways to stay private in an age where nearly every app tracks you by default. Now, to understand how a zero logs VPN helps, let's look at a few everyday examples. If you connect to public Wi-Fi in a cafe or airport, your data is exposed to anyone else on that network. A VPN encrypts your connection, and with zero logs, no one, including the VPN provider, can see what you're doing. If you're a remote worker handling client information, a no logs VPN adds a layer of confidentiality. Your client's details and communications stay secure, even if your Wi-Fi or device is compromised. And for travelers, it's useful when you're in countries with stricter internet regulations. A zero logs VPN ensures that your browsing history isn't recorded or shared, even if local authorities request data. These scenarios show that you don't have to be a cybersecurity expert to actually benefit from a privacy-focused VPN. Now let's talk about some bonus tips for choosing a secure VPN. If you're comparing VPNs and want to make sure you're getting true privacy protection, there are definitely a few tips to keep in mind. First, always read the privacy policy. I know it's not exciting, but it's the only way to see exactly what's being logged. Look for clear statements like "we do not store browsing data" or IP address. Second, check the VPN's jurisdiction. FastestVPN is based in the Cayman Islands, which is outside the Five Eyes Surveillance Alliance. That means you're not legally required to store or share user data with government agencies, which is a major advantage. Third, look for VPNs that plan to or have completed independent audits. Even though FastestVPN hasn't done one yet, a company that's open about its operations and transparent about future audits is generally trustworthy. And finally, always use secure protocols like WireGuard or OpenVPN. These maintain strong encryption without sacrificing speed, giving you a balance of not only safety but also performance. Now that you understand FastestVPN, let's talk about some of the pros and cons. One of the biggest advantages of FastestVPN zero log policy is clarity. They make it easy to understand what data is collected and what isn't. The fact that their jurisdiction supports privacy adds another layer of confidence. Their encryption standards and kill switch also reinforce that data protection is baked into the foundation of that service, not just advertised. The main drawback, as mentioned earlier, is that FastestVPN hasn't yet completed a third-party audit of its policy. While that doesn't mean their claims aren't valid, it's definitely something to keep in mind if you prefer VPNs that have been externally verified. Additionally, while they've improved their overall transparency, the company could go further by publishing regular transparency reports, something more advanced VPNs like Surfshark and ProtonVPN already do. Still, for new users, FastestVPN offers a very approachable entry point into private browsing without unnecessary complexity or high costs. Speaking of costs, let's talk about the pricing. If you want to save 93%, make sure you click our exclusive link down below. The beauty of FastestVPN and one of the biggest selling points is that they have a lifetime special deal. So you can actually get FastestVPN for a lifetime, a one-time payment of just $40, and that's saving you 93%. So again, especially if you're on a budget, this is such a great option for that reason as well. There's no subscription or anything like that. It's just a one-time $40 payment. So each of these plans include things like WireGuard protocol, password manager, 10 multi-login, no logs policy like we've been talking about, P2P optimized, and then things like streaming on Netflix, Disney Plus, and BBC iPlayer. Other features include that internet kill switch, free malware protection, free NAT firewall, free ad blocker. We already talked about this 256-bit encryption, 10 multi-logins and unlimited server switching, and 24/7 live chat support. A couple other things to mention is if you have more than 10 multi-logins, you can add logins for an additional $4 per device. You also can add a dedicated IP address, which is $1.49 per month, and then you can add port forwarding for $1.20 per month. So even still, to add a dedicated IP and adding more logins, it's so cost effective. And they even have a 31-day money back guarantee, so there is no risk at all. You can pretty much try it for 30 days and see if you love it, and if it doesn't work for you, you can get your money back. So should you trust FastestVPN's zero logs promise? promise. For beginners, yes, FastestVPN's zero log policy is a solid foundation for privacy. The combination of strong encryption, protective features, and a privacy-friendly jurisdiction creates a secure environment for everyday use. It's ideal for anyone who wants a simple, affordable way to protect their data without getting bogged down into technical setup or confusing settings. You're getting essential VPN protection backed by a policy that clearly states your information isn't being tracked or stored. If you're someone who wants extra assurance through independent audits or transparency reports, you might lean towards larger competitors for now. But for new users who want to browse safely and just keep their privacy, especially on a budget, FastestVPN's promise holds up well. As a personal note, I know that understanding VPN privacy policies can feel overwhelming at first. There's so much jargon and every company claims to be the most secure. But the truth is, what matters most is transparency and consistency. FastestVPN's zero log approach keeps things simple. You don't have to worry about complicated privacy settings or hidden data collection. It does exactly what most people want from a VPN. It keeps your online activity private. If you want to try out FastestVPN and get started for just $40 one-time payment, don't forget to use our exclusive link in the description below. I do want to mention that these are affiliate links, which means we may earn a small commission at no extra cost to you. So if you do choose to use our links, we just want to thank you so much in advance for supporting our channel. It really helps us to continue to create free content just like this. This channel is dedicated to breaking down VPNs, privacy tools, and online security in a way that's easy to understand. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, and of course leave any comments or questions below. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.